I listened to the whole thing. I just felt like I was transported back into this badass Avril like feeling that just made me feel so empowered. So tell me kind of how this was really the album you always wanted to make.
Well, for starters, it was really cool because I didn't have managers or a record label. Like, world is shut down, we're in a pandemic, and I just like connected with people on my own. Like Travis Barker had like hit me up and been like, "Are you writing?" And let's get together. I'll produce some stuff. And then I met Mod Sun and discovered his music and was like, who is producing this? This is so great. And like his song Karma. And so I got together with him and he introduced me to John Feldman. And so like I just like made the album, didn't think about anything. I was like, I want to make a pop punk record. Like, let's just go for it. Like, this is, sometimes when you have like record companies and everybody all involved, they're like, kind of like, radio's not playing guitars. Don't do this. Don't do that. Da, 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 da. But like, I was able to just like focus, no noise, and truly just make the album I wanted to make. And I feel like I probably wanted to make this record for like years. And when I started working with John Feldman, he's like the lead singer of Goldfinger, and like he's like producing the songs and like laying down like distorted guitars, and I was like, dude, where have you been the last 10 years of my life? Like, it was
Right.
just so much fun working with these people. This album was like effortless. It came together. Like we had enough songs to have a full album like the first 2 weeks, but it was just way too much fun that we had to just keep going and writing. And then we brought really fun collaborators in, like Machine Gun Kelly, Blackbear, and Mark Hoppus from Blink 182. And then the fun just kept going.
Yeah.
So, and I haven't had an album with so many features.
Right.
And I love the vibe because it's like I love these guys, their energy, they're so talented, and then to throw them in the mix, it's like I kind of feel like I'm in a band at this point, right? And then I ended up signing with DTA, Travis Barker's record label.
Right.
And and Travis is in the videos, and we're doing all of my current performances together right now. And it's just been like everyone just like hanging and jamming, and it's just like good vibes.
It sounds like good vibes. It's also like that magic of the right people coming together with the right mission, you know?
Yeah.
From Bite Me, which I loved, Dare to Love Me, Love It When You Hate Me. All these songs are all about like love, relationships, kind of how experiencing all those crazy emotions. But so for you, what was it like for you kind of getting the courage to love again after heartbreak?
I had a moment where I was like, I need a break from love. Love sucks. So I wrote a song called Love Sucks, and it's actually a really funny song because when like you go through a breakup and like you don't feel good, you feel sick to your stomach. So
Yeah.
like the song is literally like, oh, not another breakup. When I think of you, I just want to throw up, lying in my bed, thinking love sucks. And like that's like a funny take on it. But like of course, like I'm like in a great place in my life. I'm super happy, and like I took a little break. It didn't last that long.
Listen, we all need to take that break sometimes to recenter and kind of figure out who we want to be, in the next relationship kind of. But so what is after, I don't know, you're like my icon. I feel like I just looked at you as this like badass chick growing up. You told us things that like no one else was telling us were okay to do, be independent, speak out. What for you what place are you in with your philosophy on love now, like after experiencing all you have?
Um, I mean, like, I feel like I've gone through a few relationships and I've like learned a lot. And I feel like I'm definitely like the best version of myself now. And like, I'm a Libra, and like, I'm like definitely like a relationship kind of person. And like, that's like love, like, actually is like number one in my life. Like, I prioritize the people that I love and my family. And I keep a really good balance between like career and that. And like when I'm in a relationship, like that is my priority. And like, I don't know, it's just like same type of relationship stuff that anyone would say. It's like, it's important to have fun. It's important to be able to be yourself. It's, to be truthful, to be honest, to communicate, to speak up. Um, and that's kind of like key.
Yeah, absolutely. And all the songs in this album kind of give us permission to do those things.
Yeah. And I think like with me and my music, like when I first came out, like I didn't do like the cookie cutter thing where it's
No,
like
you didn't.
showing up in like guys baggy clothing like Dickies and like all that. And like my mom was always like, are you gonna dress nicer? Or like, Avril, like why are you like swearing in your music? Like but when I was discovered, like how funny is it to say that? When I was discovered by LA Reid and I was like 15, he made me feel really good about myself because he said to me, he's like, do your thing. Like he was the record label, the president, the executive, and like he was like, you have your own like style going on, girl. Like you just do you. Normally we'd like bring people in and stylists and like try to like figure out your style or whatever. And like that made me feel good about myself and gave me the confidence to just be me. And the songs that I was writing on my first album that I didn't like was because like people were, because I was so young, they were like trying to write for me. And that was like a really big challenge, something that I had to like really stand up and fight for, was to be like a songwriter. And then finally towards the end, I came into LA and I connected with co-writers and producers that were like allowing me to guide the style and the songs and the direction of this album. And my whole vibe was just like, be real, be authentic to myself. And the more I look back, the more genuine you ever are. I think, like in music, especially, that's when people connect with an artist. And I think that's what's really cool about like Olivia and Billy. It's like they're so just like cool and unique in their own way. They're writing songs as like, I don't know exactly how old they were, maybe like 17, like same type of
They're the
age.
same age as, yeah, young.
Yeah, and I think it's really cool when you can write your songs and like what you're going through, like Olivia, and like relationship stuff, and it's like real, and then it's like it connects with an audience, and like that's what I love seeing with like those girls and like their music like really resonating. It's
Right.
cool.
Is the 20th anniversary, of course, of your album, Let Go. As you know, it's coming up. And, when you reflect on that time, does it feel like it was 20 years ago? Because I feel like you have not aged a day.
um, it yeah, it does and it doesn't. Like if I really think about it, I'm like, oh my god, I've been around the world like literally 50 times. My whole life, like I was on the road. I devoted my entire life to my music career. Like I left high school, moved to New York, spent some time there to work on my first album, came to LA. Then I just jumped on a tour bus and lived on a tour bus with dirty boys. For like, instead of like going to college or like getting my own place, I like moved into a tour bus. And um does it feel like 20 years? It feels like a long and a lot, but I also still feel like I'm like young and I have like tons of like ideas and like creative projects and more albums, more music, all of this inside of me that like I still have like a lot that I want to do.
Right, exactly. One thing I didn't know about you is that Shania Twain played a huge role in your being discovered, which is so nuts.
Yeah.
And so wait, tell me, you saw a competition and to go sing with Shania and won?
Yeah, so I was like 14 and there was a competition on a radio station to sing with Shania. And so like my dad heard about it. I had to send like a tape of myself singing one of her songs and I won. And so I met Shania when I was 14, jumped up on stage with her, and like that was really great and helpful. And that's what she was doing and giving that opportunity to like young up and coming artists to like help get them noticed. And like I had been performing since I was like 5, up on stage in church around town, and then I like won a contest, sang with her, and it was like really helpful. and also just a huge Shania Twain fan. Like,
Yeah.
and I actually got to talk to her the other day too, and she's just so amazing. And she's Canadian. Love her music. Also, just like writing from a female's point of view. But yeah, that was pretty epic. So I was on stage with her, 14.
And you
I
were
just
so
remember,
young.
I just remember thinking like, oh, I like have to do this. I really want to do this. And then like 3 years later, I was performing same stage, sold out arena in Ottawa, my show.
That is insane. How
So
and
crazy, right?
it happened for you so quickly.
Yeah.
What would you tell young Avril now what would you tell her then that you know now after being so famous so young? How did you kind of navigate that?
I think I navigated it well. I was a really hard worker, and the industry is insane. And it was like, okay, you gotta be like a machine now. Go, 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 go. Travel, be in a new city every day, at airplane, airport, like craziness. Um, but I was young, and I had the energy, and I had the drive, and I was like, what? I get to leave home and leave my parents' house and be on my own, and like, I would just tell myself like, be focused, be in the moment, have fun, work hard, and I feel like I did do that. And like, I came from a tiny little town in Canada. Like, I don't know how it worked out. Like, cause I didn't know anyone, didn't have any connections, and like, obviously, you know, I was like really disciplined and focused, and like just it was just very natural. Like I didn't even know what Hollywood was. I was just like I love to sing. And then I was just singing places, and like it led me to where I am today. And so I would say just like follow your heart and follow your dreams to anybody, and just like be your authentic self. And
All right, we're gonna wrap this up with it's called Anatomy of a Song. We do this at Access with specific songs that we just feel so compelled to do so with. But Complicated was the song that was every girl's anthem when it was released. How did this song really change your career?
well, Complicated was like my first single, and it's the first time I heard myself on the radio. The first song that I performed on like Jay Leno and like David Letterman. Like it was so crazy, and it changed my life significantly. It's like the most special song of my career, being the first song, the first single, the first time on the radio, my first music video, and winning my first award.
Yeah. Is there a line that resonates with you the most in the song?
It's always the pre-chorus, somebody else around everyone else, you're watching your back like you can't relax, trying to be cool, you look like a fool to me. It's just coming back down to being like yourself and authentic, and like not try like when people try to be somebody else and not themselves, like it's kind of just like when it comes to like people I'm hanging out with, I want those people to be genuine. If someone I'm dating, it's like don't put on a front, like just be you.
Right, be
um
authentic.
that, like like go deep, don't be surface, like just be real.
Yeah.
I
And
think the pre-chorus I connect to a lot still today.
yeah, it stands the test of time for sure. The music video, you're like trashing the place. It's crazy. What do you remember shooting that and kind of what that was like for you?
Yeah, it was my first music video, and I remember flying over on the airplane off no sleep, being like partying with my band in New York, getting on an F flight to LA, and like we're in a band, and shooting the Complicated video. It was fun because I threw my band in the video with me, and we got to crash a mall and do a little bit of skateboarding, and I got to like ride one of those like a little battery powered like Jeeps, which I'd always wanted one of those when I was little, and I never got one. But then I had like a niece and nephew and totally got them one for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah, of course. You
And
had to.
yes. And so I got to ride that in the video. That was fun. I was supposed to jump in the pool with the guys, but I was like,
Right.
no, I can't get my hair wet.